Hi everyone, I'm Jemaku Brimstone. Welcome to the top 10 best movies of 2024. I am a little bit melancholic today because this week I had a surgery. I had 4 tumors removed from the inside of my head, so those 4 tumors were basically Morbius, Madame Web, Kraven the Hunter and Venom the Last Dance. But for real, the surgery happened. I am alive. Go check out this video, Top 10 Worst Movies 2024. I have seen around 150 to 60 movies from 2024. So yeah, I've caught up with some of the stuff I haven't seen. I've basically watched 25 movies that I've actually enjoyed from 2024, and everything else was like meh to average to garbage, worse than garbage, like Madame Web for example. I'm going to talk about 10 best movies here and honorable mentions, which are going to be 8 movies that I feel like were 7 out of 10, you know, something that is okay to watch like once in your lifetime. Let's just start with The Fall Guy. Here we've got Ryan Gosling, the dude from the memes. He's literally me. Here he plays this stuntman who is laid off from work because he fucked up his last stunt, but he's like called upon to finish the movie. And then we have some funny stuff happening, some drama in between. I don't want to spoil the movie because it's actually good. Ryan is playing his character really well. We have the main character. He's a good guy and he's a badass. We've got the bad guy who's like Overall, I did enjoy this movie and I would love for you to watch it because why not if you have time. Next on our list is Alien Romulus. Also, I have no clue why it shows the Polish titles because I have the IMDb page in English. Alien Romulus. This movie was done by Fede Alvarez. This dude did the Evil Dead movie from what I remember. I feel like Evil Dead movies without Ash make no sense, but that's just me. Bruce Campbell is the best man on our earth. So this is like a prequel to Aliens. It's happening after Alien 1, I think, and well, story-wise, it kinda makes sense. I did enjoy the tension and the more laid-back opening where we explore one of those planets where we've got workers working for Weyland-Yutani Corporation, and it's a shithole, and then they will move to a spaceship where aliens are basically. So that's the movie. I must say that this is way better than Alien Covenant, which is a garbage, utter garbage shit. It's pure shit. Do not watch Alien Covenant if you respect yourself. It's also better than Prometheus, but sadly it does follow the stupid ideas that happened in Prometheus where Ridley Scott was like trying to retell the origins of the aliens, because from Alien 1 to 4 movies we actually did not know where the aliens come from, who were the architects, those big weird dudes from the spaceship. Then he came in, an old asshole, and he just ruined it all. He ruined the canon, but at least this one is fun to watch. Here we've got tension. Some of the scenes look fantastic, especially with facehuggers. The ending is kinda funny to me. I know that many people are very scared and traumatized because of the last 20 minutes of the movie or so, but to me it kinda reminded me of Alien Resurrection, but not in a good way, because I actually love Alien Resurrection. It's like my 3rd favorite Alien movie. I love Aliens, then Alien Resurrection. Those are like the best movies. Alien Romulus, yeah, it's a like 7 out of 10 movie. You should check it out if you're a fan of the series. I especially enjoyed, you know, some of the horror scenes, the music and the sound design, also the visuals, how the spaceship looks. It brings back that vibe of the first 2 movies. Jackpot. So we've got John Cena, who loves Taiwan. I mean China. And the other girl, Aquafina? Who's that? What the fuck is that? Aquafina. I think it's the Chinese lady or the Japanese lady or the Korean lady, sorry. I think I've seen her in The Boys, that animated spin-off. Yeah, this is a comedy where basically this lady is like chosen to win like $1 million or so, but everyone else in the town is going to try and murder her because of it, because whoever kills her gets the money instead of her. So that's like the idea behind this movie. and John Cena is her bodyguard. That's it. We've got some really fun jokes here, some very cringy ones as well. Machine Gun Kelly has a cameo and they shit on him, so that's a big plus. The movie knows what it is. They know that they aren't making some Oppenheimer shit here. It's just a silly comedy. It works. The story cliche again, but nothing like, average. It's okay. It's a 7 out of 10 movie as well, check it out. The Brutalist. So this movie won a lot of awards. It's an interesting movie, but I wouldn't say it's the best movie. Like the story of the main character, a Jewish architect, he survived the camps and he basically went to America and he's going to become, like rich and famous, but what's going to happen next is quite traumatic for him and his family. So this movie is quite real, because from what I remember, it's based on a real story. If this movie wouldn't grab you, then you wouldn't go through it, because it's actually quite long, but after 20 minutes I was like, I'm in, I am invested, and I want to find out what's going to happen to this guy. Actors also played quite well, like I have nothing to whine about. Everyone did their best. Next movie is Argyle. So this is like a action comedy about spies and shit, and many people felt betrayed because Henry Cavill is like on the cover of the movie, but he's actually like not in the movie, he's like 5 minutes maybe, and that's why people were angry. But I feel like that was a good idea, actually, the fake trailer, then you're watching the movie and you are surprised what's happening. So if I've actually fucked up the movie for you, because now you know that there's going to be a twist at the beginning. But what can we do? I'm sure maybe you've already heard about it. Give this movie a shot. I don't understand why it got so much negative response. Okay, 7 out of 10 movie with an interesting plotline, cool characters, nice action. Check it out if you like James Bond or those Kingsman movies. That's what this is, just not on the same level of quality. Next we've got Conclave. We've got Voldemort. He became the Pope. And now he's going to do something to Harry Potter. Something bad. So Conclave, it was like watching Succession, that TV show, but instead you've got, bishops and the Catholic Church. So that's like the vibe of this movie. Like the story is very interesting. Even if you don't care about the church or anything like that, go check this one out. It's worth your time. The Apprentice. So this is a movie about Donald Trump. And it was quite interesting because we've got Sebastian Stan. He's giving us his best performance yet, I think, because I didn't even notice that it was him throughout the entire movie. I was like, this is Bucky from Marvel? What? I was quite surprised, but who steals this show for me is Jeremy Strong, the dude who also plays in Succession. He plays here like the mentor of Donald Trump, because this dude taught Trump everything, how lie to people, how manipulate them, come out on top, and it's quite fascinating. If everything here is true, which I think is not, but like 90% of it will probably be, it makes Trump seem even worse than you've already thought he is. It's quite sad how he treated the Jeremy Strong character in the end. I forgot his name, sorry. I would urge you to check out this movie, because what Trump becomes in the end is quite sad, Jeremy Strong killed this movie, his character, he played very well, I must say, both of them. We had stellar cast here, and it shows. The entire movie is interesting to watch, and while it only lasted 2 hours, I didn't even notice how time passed. The movie ended and I was like, that's it? It was great, but I wish it was longer. And the last movie in the honorable mentions section, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. So we've got Henry Cavill, we've got Alan Rickman, who plays Reacher in the TV show, and some other cool buff dudes. So this is a movie based on a true story where we had a group of highly skilled soldiers who were trying to destroy Germans during the World War II. They had a mission. There is a lot of truth in this movie, but also some very non-realistic things happening. They took the real story, added some more action, some more explosions, all that shit, but the core of the story remains true. We had those soldiers and they are on a mission, and I must say that it was quite fascinating to watch this movie. It's made by Guy Ritchie. It's probably one of his weaker movies, because Rock Aurora, Sherlock Holmes, both of them, one of them sucked ass. I don't remember which one. Was it King Arthur or something like that? It was awful, but this movie is actually quite nice. I did enjoy the characters, the storyline. It kinda had a vibe of you and your friends going to a camp, but you're going basically to kill Nazis. So yeah, check this one out. It's worth your time as well if you enjoy action, some small comedic pieces, and yeah, that's it. Now, let's move on to the main course of this movie or dish or whatever. Number 10, Sonic 3. So this one was a quite big surprise to me, because Sonic 2 was not a good movie. Sonic 1 I did enjoy it, Sonic 2 kinda dropped the ball, but here it's like they went back and brought some of that spirit of Sonic into this movie. Jim Carrey is killing it as Eggman and the other character, because he's playing two dudes here, and I loved it. The Eggman's henchman, that actor, is also killing it. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow, fantastic work, voiceover. Reeves is killing it as Shadow. The storyline of Shadow, how it all came to be. The last 30 minutes of the movie were like, wow, just wow, so interesting. And this scene after credits was like, hell yeah. So I loved this movie. The soundtrack, the music that was chosen, it all works. And apparently Sonic 4 is already in production, so who knows, maybe it's going to continue this good vibe of Sonic 3, or maybe it's going to be as bad as Sonic 2. We will find out when the movie releases. Next we have Roadhouse. This is a remake of a movie with the same title, which had Patrick Swayze in it. I love that movie. I watched it as a kid, then I rewatched it recently because I wanted to compare it to this remake. I think this movie should have had a different title, because they've only called it Roadhouse, probably like to get more money. That's it. This movie has almost nothing from the original movie. It feels like a completely different, separate entity. If I watch this movie and I don't think of it as a remake, then it's actually a great time. Jake is playing very well. I actually enjoy his character here. The main storyline is quite interesting. What's going to happen? He basically plays this dude Dalton, and he's a bouncer at a Florida Keys Roadhouse. At the beginning he thinks like this place is like safe and all, but there is some shady stuff going on in the background, and he's going to be mixed up with it. That's the story, and I must say that the whole mystery of what is happening is quite interesting. It grabs your attention. I was very invested in it, and the action scenes were made quite well. It's not John Wick level, but it worked. Go check it out. It's a really good movie. Next we've got A Real Pain. So this is a movie about J.C. Eisenberg wanting to have a Polish citizenship, so he made this movie to get that. That's just a joke, but I feel like it also might be true. In reality, this movie is about two brothers who go to Poland to honor their beloved grandmother who passed away sadly, and they basically learn about their family history, what happened when Nazi Germany invaded Poland and basically started eradicating the Jews. There is a lot of depth when it comes to the main characters. Both of them are very different and also very conflicted. The character played by Kieran Culkin is the most interesting one. From what I remember, J.C. Eisenberg was supposed to play that character. He thought that he couldn't give it justice, so that's why Kieran is playing that character instead. And both of them did a fantastic job. This movie is very interesting. As someone from Poland, I must say that I did enjoy that it showed the real side of Poland, I must say. The characters who speak Polish, you can hear that they are actually from Poland. It's not like, you know, Magneto talking in X-Men, I think Apocalypse it was, or maybe the previous one, where he was like, Henryku. His speech in Polish was atrocious, like I couldn't understand what the fuck he was talking about, so that was awful. But here it all works, and I love it. It's not a comedy, but it does have some comedic moments, but it's like a dark humor. It's like sarcastic in a sense that you're not supposed to laugh because you're basically laughing from pain, you know, to mask their pain. So that's what most people are doing nowadays. So this is actually quite tragic and like serious film, and you should go check it out. I've enjoyed watching this one, especially when it comes to the ending, and everyone can interpret this movie however they like. So you're going to have to pay attention here. This is not a movie to like play in the background while playing some game on your, you know, phone. Nope, because you're not going to get it, what they're going for here. Put it on, focus, and find out what is happening here. Next we've got American Star. This is a movie about an assassin who like goes to some place from Italy or Spain, I am not sure, to kill a dude he never met. As he stays on the island, he gets more and more enveloped in people's lives here and the shipwreck that is, you know, on the coast. This is a very introspective movie. It's a lot about thinking about your decisions of your past, present and the future. It has a really good atmosphere. I love the scenery, how the scenes are shot, the dialogues between the characters. Ian McShane is carrying this movie on his shoulders. You might know him from the TV show American Gods and the movie series John Wick. I must say that this movie was a surprise because, as you can see, it has an average rating, and this is why I never look on the ratings, because this is not an average movie. To me it's like 8 out of 10, maybe even 9 out of 10. Weirdly soothing, I must say. So yeah, American Star, give it a shot. Next we've got Humane. This movie, I loved it. So basically the idea here is that the government has to like make an euthanasia program to kill 20% of population. On the media, on the internet, everyone says, oh, so you're going to kill the poorest people, you know, because they're the filth, they don't matter, and all of the rich people are going to live forever. So to like minimize the public backlash, they choose one very wealthy family to do it. And this is a story about how we've got that family, the son, the daughter, her child, I think, then another son, also the father and mother. They're forced to choose two people among themselves to go through the euthanasia program. And as you can already guess, this will cause a lot of tension and conflict because no one from this family wants to die. The son, who was pro-program, suddenly is anti-program when it affects him. The sister says like, I'm not going to do it because I have a child to raise. The other brother, well, he's a drug addict, so he's basically worthless. He should basically off himself, like end himself. He'll go through the euthanasia program. This movie is insane, and the only reason I've watched this is because Emily Hampshire plays a character here, and I know her from her work in the 12 Monkeys TV series, where she was fabulous. Like, she stole that show. Go watch 12 Monkeys TV series. Emily's killer there. Here she also gives a great performance, but not the best one. There are better characters. I must say that I've truly enjoyed this movie. You have to watch it if you like something that is kinda dark comedy. But yeah, this is a really good movie. Give it a shot. It's fantastic. Next we've got Riff Raff. This movie I've watched recently, like a week ago. We've got a family. Ed Harris is the head of the family. You know, he's the father. He married this black woman who had already a husband, but the husband cheated on her. But she has a son with him. And then Ed Harris comes in. He's the new father. And he is a good father. But suddenly his other family arrives, you know, his ex-wife and his other son, the grown-up one. He comes in with his new girlfriend. She's pregnant, and that creates a lot of comedic moments, but also some drama. And meanwhile, we have another plot in the background that is happening that's crucial to the family that we're watching. This movie was probably the biggest surprise of the year for me. Ed Harris played his character perfectly. The others also killed it, especially Jennifer Coolidge, which you might know as Stifler's mom from American Pie. She's giving us some cool performance here, I must say. Then we also have, what's his name? He's a friend of Machine Gun Kelly. I don't care about his name. Anyways, he's here. He's also playing quite well. I must say that the cast gave us their best performances. We also have Bill Murray here, and while he's not that much in the movie, when he is, I laughed a lot because of his character. But yeah, this movie has some tension, some comedy, some drama. There's everything here, and it works. The atmosphere is also quite nicely done, especially because this family is slightly dysfunctional, so it's not working correctly, and you can feel that underneath. Like at the beginning you feel like it's normal, it's typical, but the more you watch the movie, the more you know the facade starts to crumble and it's really good. Go watch Riff Raff. Next, the fourth place, Deadpool and Wolverine. This movie, probably the most, awaited movie of all time. Everyone wanted to see Wolverine again with Deadpool. Going to Marvel was a mistake because while this movie, is still rated M for mature, it's not as funny as the previous two Deadpool movies. Like, Deadpool is not killing the baby Hitler here. I feel like a lot of jokes became toned down. Some of them are only heavy, or like you think they're heavy because they're aimed at Marvel themselves, but these jokes do not mean anything at all. Like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool can say to Kevin Feige to fuck yourself or something like that, because this movie is going to make a lot of money. So if you're going to think about this from a point where we want to make some controversial jokes like in the first two movies, those jokes like about Hitler or anything else, they're like toned down or missing whatsoever. So that's a bummer. I feel like that's how the movie loses some of its charm and identity the previous two movies had. Besides that, everything else is on point. The story, it's okay. The characters, love them. I love the characters here. And also the performance by Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, great stuff. Also, I love that Wesley Snipes is back and he's killing it. The only Blade ever, like we don't need another Blade, and everyone knows that. Every small cameo here just works. It works quite well. We also have that very cool dude from Deadpool 2. Love that mustache man. This is a movie that I guess you don't have to see because 99% of humanity already saw it. Apparently, Hugh Jackman is going to play Wolverine way more nowadays. I'm not sure if Deadpool 4 is going to come out, but this one was a fantastic way, to end the character's storyline. I don't need any more Deadpool movies, but this is Hollywood, this is Marvel. We're going to get 10 Deadpool movies, to milk the franchise and make it worse and worse. I don't know if you have noticed from this video, but I despise Marvel. I also hate the DC as well, but it kinda annoys me because those are big corporations and they make generic half-assed movies, and once every 2 years or 3 years they're going to make one great movie and everyone thinks they're like movie gods, they're like the best thing. Nope. 2024, they made one good movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. What about every other movie they've made? It was a disaster. Deadpool and Wolverine is a great movie. That's it. Go check it out. Next we've got Spaceman with Adam Sandler. So this is a drama movie. It's a space drama. No jokes here. Nothing like that. This is not Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore. But I must say that this was a big surprise. I already knew that Adam Sandler can play a dramatic character because I've seen Uncut Gems. That movie was a gem. That's it. But Spaceman is quite interesting. This dude is on a solo mission on the edge of the solar system. He's like thinking about his wife because when he left the planet he basically got in a massive fight with her, and then something weird happens. There's someone else with him in the spaceship, a creature, and yeah, they're going to have some adventures together. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, that's why I'm keeping everything so vague, but the story here and the dialogues between the characters. The entire idea of this movie is quite fantastic, I must say, and this is the first movie on this list where I've actually cried, so that means a movie is good, because I almost never cry, but when I cry it means that the piece of media I was going through at the time left such a big impression on me, you know, story-wise or emotional-wise. And Spaceman has that. Spaceman has that atmosphere, it has that vibe. What this movie tells you, I feel like it's quite important. And it's worth checking out. Even if you don't like this actor or whatever, I still think that you should watch this movie. It's nicely done. I love the music, the visuals, the everything, just everything, especially the story and how it all ends. It's good, it's really good. Give it a shot. Next, the second place, Dune Part 2. Everyone loves this movie. The only reason why I feel it's on the second place to me is because I already read the books and I knew what was going to happen, but I still think that this is a really good adaptation, or how you call that. It shows everything just like you've imagined it would be. It has that its own flair, its own taste, flavor, whatever, you know. When you're watching Dune and Dune 2 by Denis, you know that it's his movie. It has its own identity, like you cannot mistake it. The way he shoots the scene, the way the music and the soundtrack flows, the storyline, it's just fantastic. Love the atmosphere here because you can easily lose yourself in it. The story, yeah, it's a standard thing, but it goes quite well. The actors are giving us their best performances. Everyone here is killing it. I especially enjoy the bald dudes, you know. The bald dudes are fantastic. I'm not going to say this is a surprise because I've seen the first part, so I already knew the second part would be fantastic. I am kinda worried about the Dune 3 because it's going to happen, and a lot of people, like 90% of humanity, did not read the books. So if they are doing Dune 3 the same way the books are going to happen, people are going to be angry. I feel like the next movie is going to get like reception similar to Joker 2. It might happen actually, but Dune 2, fantastic movie. If you haven't watched it yet, you have to. I wish those movies, you know, Dune Part 1 and 2, we would get extended editions, like 1 or 2 hours longer, because that's how good the movies are. Not on the level of Lord of the Rings trilogy, but quite there. Almost there. And the best movie of 2024, that title goes to Heretic. So this movie was like not on my list. I was like, meh. Hugh Grant? That's not a serious actor, you know, he plays like comedic characters, like romantic shit. I am not interested. I think one of my friends said like, this movie is like watching a dude talking to women about Legos or Warhammer for 2 hours and they cannot leave. Wait, this is actually quite interesting. I would like to see that. I've started watching this movie. We have Hugh Grant, cool little neighbor. We have 2 young religious women, I think they're Jehovah's Witnesses or something like that. I don't even remember because I don't care about religion, but they come into his house and he's basically talking to them, you know, throughout the entire movie, what religion is. This movie left a big impression on me because of how it manages to maintain its atmosphere. You never know what's going to happen next. It plays with your expectations, and while I did not enjoy the ending or like the last part of the movie, like the last 20 minutes, because you never know where the story is going with this movie. You cannot predict this one. While I was disappointed by the last part of the movie, the first 2 parts, like the first 80 minutes to 70 minutes, I was like, this is the best thing I've watched through 2024 because of how the tension was built, the characters. Hugh Grant is like, is this his best performance ever? Because he's killing it. You're like watching him and you're like, he is this character and he is fucked up, but he also says some interesting things, like you can agree with him like on a lot of points. You can feel like this movie makes sense because of that. This would have been one of my all-time favorite movies if it would maintain that tension and the storyline from the first 70 to 80 minutes. Like the last act of the movie would not happen, it would like be resolved differently, then this would have been like in my top 10 movies of all time. But suddenly they fucked up. They fucked up the last 20 minutes, but I still think that this is the best movie of 2024 because I was not prepared for it. At the beginning I dismissed this movie. I was like, Heretic, what the fuck is this shit? This isn't even about that video game from 1994 by Raven Software, so why would I be interested? But I am not even sure if you can call this movie a horror or a thriller or psychological one. Everything I know is that I really enjoyed the first 80 minutes. I would give them even 12 out of 10, but the last 20 minutes of the movie I would give like 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10. I did not enjoy that. Still, this is a great thing. I guess this movie is more scary than any movie about possession or ghosts or shit like that, because all of that is fake. Like possession, ghosts do not exist. People like the character Hugh Grant is playing here, the character he's playing like in the first 2 acts of the movie, like there are people like that. You meet them on the street, you never know what's going on inside of their heads. So fantastic movie, go check it out, give this one a shot. It's not what you think it is. So that was my list of top 10 movies of 2024. Write down in the comments which movies you've enjoyed the most. I would love to hear from you. Did we have some of the same movies, or maybe you love Madame Web more? Who knows, there are people like that. So that's it. Give this movie a like, subscribe, follow me on my Instagram, links in the description. Also shout out to all of my Patreon members who gracefully support me by financing these videos. I can make them. Join them if you want, so I can make more of this stuff, because I love doing it. But I just need time and resources. I need money for bread, man. Give me bread. Bread. Sorry for that. See you next time. Bye.